Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of the Movement Education Series. Today I'm going to be continuing on with crawling. However, I'm going to show you a couple different variations of crawling that'll kind of help spice things up, give you a little bit more variety, and hopefully make it a little bit more fun. So just to quickly review, in the last video, I showed you some basic forward and back crawling using the opposing arm and leg. So if you haven't seen that video, go back and watch it and then come back and watch this one. But today, still the same concept of moving with the opposing arm and leg movement, but now instead of crawling forward and back like we did last time, we're going to do a lateral or a left and right crawl. So just like the crawling position that I showed you last time, whether it's on the hands and the knees or the more challenging variation on the hands and feet, either one works. This time what we're going to do is we're actually going to start with the hands close together and the feet are going to be spread apart. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to still lift the opposite hand and foot and then go to the side. Now, when I set the feet and the hand down, now my feet are together and my hands are apart. And then I'm going to take another step. Hands are together, feet are apart. And I'm just going to move that same sequence as I go back and forth. So again, think of your opposite hand and foot lifting and setting down at the same time. Okay? So that is the lateral crawl. Again, it's going to kind of give you a slightly different benefit in terms of developing strength in the upper body, in the glutes, the legs, as well as the trunk. Something slightly different than the forward and back crawl. So both are great. The other variation that I wanted to show in this video is technically not a, I guess like a crawl, like those two variations that I've shown you so far. It's called the crab walk. So you've probably heard of the crab walk, and like the bear crawl, you've probably had an encounter with it or an experience doing it, maybe in middle school PE or something like that. And a lot of people think of that as a kind of remedial, kind of a silly exercise or movement, which is unfortunate because if it's done well, if it's done right, and there's focus and intention behind doing it, it can actually be a very, very beneficial exercise for the whole body. So I'm going to demonstrate that right here. So instead of being facing the ground like this in our crawl position, I'm going to just flip over to where I'm in this modified table position here on my hands and my feet. And what you'll notice is that I'm trying to keep my chest upright, or my torso is upright. A lot of times when I see people doing the crab walk is they tend to kind of end up in this kind of open bridge like this, which isn't terrible, but it's not going to give us as much of a benefit. So you want to kind of think about bringing your feet closer to your butt and kind of sitting more upright. So when I do this, my chest is up and open and my shoulders are not slouched like this. I'm nice and tall. So think good posture here. And just like the crawling, I'm going to just take a step with the opposite hand and foot. So I'm going to lift the opposite hand and foot and step. Opposite hand and foot and step. And again, just like the crawling, I can go forward and backwards. You can do sideways too. It's a little bit trickier, but when I do this, again, as long as I'm being aware of my posture and keeping my shoulders down and away from my ears, you're gonna put some pretty good load through the upper body, through your shoulders, through your wrists and your hands. And so, just like the crawling, this could be a great conditioning exercise, a great way to build that connection, or getting your upper body, your lower body working together and being able to kind of just bring more awareness to your movement. So just like the crawling in the first video, again, you can use these movements as part of a warm-up. You can use them in a conditioning circuit. You can also just do them together as a flow and just basically move from one movement or one of the crawling patterns to the next, just to get your body moving. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed that video. Give these two a try, and if you have questions, let me know, and I will see you in the next episode. Thanks.